Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to play Future Days, which is Joel's song for Ellie from The Last of Us Part 2. So let's get into it. Before we start, you need to put a capo on the 3rd fret of your guitar. We are in standard tuning, and also all the tabs for this lesson are available on my Patreon page. So I've divided this song into 3 different parts. We have the intro, then we have the verse, and after that we have the chorus. So let's start with the intro. It sounds like this. So we start by playing a C major chord, which sounds like this. We have the 3rd fret of the A string there, the 2nd fret of the D string, the open G string, 1st fret of the B string, and the open high E string. So you have to play this. So there you're using the tip of the nail of your index finger on the right hand to just ring the chord, starting from the A string. So you start from the A string and go all the way up to the high E string. Just like that. And after that you have to play this. So there, right after you play the chord, you need to do a pull off from the 1st fret of the high E string. Like that. And you do that by slightly tilting your index finger, because while you're playing the C major chord, it's already on the 1st fret of the B string. So you need to play the 1st fret of the high E string to do the pull off. So you tilt your index finger like that, so that you can reach the 1st fret of the high E string, and you play that and then pull off to the open high E string. So I'll play it really slow. It sounds like this. One more time. Like that. After that, the next part sounds like this. So there you're just playing that, where you're pulling off from the 3rd fret of the B string to the 1st fret, right after you do the pull off on the 1st string. So there I'm using my little finger to play the 3rd fret of the B string, and then I'm pulling off to the 1st fret of the B string. And you have to play this with the chord, so it sounds like this. One more time, really slow. And after that, the next part sounds like this. I'll play it from the start. So there we change from the C major chord to this F major chord, where you have the 3rd fret of the D string, 2nd fret of the G string, 1st fret of the B string. And you need to play it like this, where you lift this finger up. You start by having the open G string there. So you pick the open G string first, and then you hammer onto the 2nd fret of the G string. And at the same time, when you play the hammer on, when you reach the note on the 2nd fret, that one, you also need to play this note on the D string, which is we're playing the 3rd fret there. Like that. So you're actually simultaneously hammering on and playing the note on the D string. Like that. And then you just play the B string. So this might seem tricky at first, but if you practice it a few times, it becomes really easy. So just try to play it with me. I'll play it really slow. Slower than that. One more time. So from the start we have this so far. One more time, really slow. And the next part sounds like this. I'll play it along with the first part. So there you start off with the same chord. You have the F major on the left hand, but this time you also have the open A string there. So what you need to play sounds like this. So there you play this note on the second fret of the G string. And then you have this, where you lift this finger up, so you have the open G string now. And with the thumb you play the A string, D string and the G string. Like that. And then you hammer on onto the second fret. Like that. So I'll play the whole thing really slow. You start by playing this note on the second fret of the G string. And after that, to end, you just play this note on the first fret of the B string. Like that. So far from the start you have this. And after that you have this part. So there you're still holding on to the F major chord and you have to play this, where you're playing the G string, D string, then the G string, D string again. And then you lift this up to play the open G string. And now you play a C major chord, where you're just playing these two notes, you're plucking the A string and the D string. So the whole thing sounds like this. So if you play the whole intro once, it sounds like this. And after that you have the verse, which is where Joel starts to sing. I'll play it once, it sounds like this. So this part is really simple. You're just changing between a C major chord and an F major chord. So I'll play the very first bit. It sounds like this. So there you're starting with the C major chord and you're playing this first, where you're plucking the A string, D string and the G string together. And then you have this, where you're playing the B string, then the G string and then the D string, in that order. So you have this all together. And after that you change to the F major chord, where you're playing the third fret of the A string, third fret of the D string, second fret of the G string and the first fret of the B string. And you play this. So there you plug the A string, D string and the G string together. And then you play just the B string. Like that. So the whole thing from the C major chord sounds like this. One more time really slow. So there you can embellish the F major chord with a hammer-on like this. Or you can also play it the normal way, which is like this. So there I like to play the part with the hammer-on. I think it sounds really nice. If you want to play it, it's like this. So there you have the open G string first. So you lift the middle finger up and you plug the A string, D string and the G string together. And then you hammer on onto the second fret of the G string with the middle finger. And then you have this, where you're plucking the B string, G string and then the D string. And then you change the chord and play the C major chord, the A string, D string and the G string there. So the whole part sounds like this. And all you have to do now is you have to repeat this part 3 more times for the verse. Since you're playing the exact same thing 4 times, I play the hammer on once, but on the next repeat I tend to skip the hammer on to create a variation. So if I play the whole thing, it sounds like this. So that's the whole verse. After that we have the chorus, which sounds like this. So there you start by playing this. So there you're really playing portions of certain chords. So the first chord is actually a part of a C major chord, where you just need this part. So you play the A string, D string and the G string with a roll like this. You can also play this with the thumb if you want, like that. So that's the first chord. And the next one is this. It's actually a portion of a G major chord, where you just need to play the second fret of the A string, and you also have the open D string and the open G string, like that. So you get this. And after that you have an F major chord, and then a C major chord. So you can play it that way with a roll, or you can use your thumb to play it, like that as well. So the whole thing sounds like this. And the next part sounds like this. So there the first two chords are exactly the same. And then you have a third chord, which is this one, which is actually a part of an A minor chord. But you just need these two notes. You have to play the second fret of the G string and the second fret of the D string. So you need to play the A string, D string and the G string together, like that. So you get this. And after that you have the F major chord again, and then the C major chord again. So far from the start you have this. And after that you have this really short outro, which sounds like this. So there you have an F major chord here, but you also have a little bar over here where you're barring the first fret of the B string and the first fret of the high E string with the index finger. So you have this. So what you need to play sounds like this. So there you're starting from the D string and you're playing all the way up till the high E string, like that. And after that you have this. So there you're playing the B string, the G string and then the B string again. So all together you have this. And after that you have this part. So there you start with the C major 7 chord, which is like this, where you have the open B string. So you start by playing this. You play the C major chord with a roll. You start from the A string all the way up to the B string. So you're plucking the A string, D string, G string and the B string. And then you play the G string again. And then you play this, where you play the open B string and then you hammer on onto the first fret of the B string, like that. So I'll play the whole thing again really slow. It sounds like this. One more time. So if you play the whole chorus with the outro, it sounds like this. So that's it, that's the whole song. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this helped. All the tabs for this lesson are available on my Patreon page. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, then subscribe to my channel. Also, if you have any questions or requests for song tutorials, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.